So today we are going to discuss about epiploic foramen. Also known as Foramen of Winslow. Foramen of Winslow, and also known as omental bursa, or omental foramen. So the our name. So three names. What is this epiploic foramen? It is the continuation or the connection, you can say, between the greater sac and lesser sac of the abdominal cavity. So it is that connection through which these two sacs, they communicate with each other. So there is one diagram, okay, it's a rough diagram. You can take it fair as seeing in the atlas, different atlas. Suppose a patient is lying in this way on the bed. You are taking a section this way such that you are observing the patient from the inferior aspect. So this is the superior of the patient, this is the inferior of the patient, this is left side of the patient, and this is the right side of the patient. And you are viewing from the antero-inferior aspect. Antero-inferior aspect. So accordingly, the section is taken at T12 level, that is 12th thoracic vertebrae. So the section is sort of this one. Again I say, this is a rough. Now here I draw a liver. This is roughly. This is the falciform ligament. So this is liver. This is the falciform ligament, which is a remedy of. Again, this is a question. Falciform ligament is formed from what? Then this here is the stomach. Sorry. This is the inner lining of the stomach. This is the core, outer part of the stomach. And then this is the falciform ligament, and here you have the bag. Okay. This, which comes up to here, and here you have the spleen. Somewhat the spleen is behind the stomach. So when you, in the cadaver, if this is a cadaver, and here is the liver, this is the diaphragm. So when you have, this is the stomach. So when you have to see the spleen, you have to pull the stomach upwards and to the opposite, diagonally opposite aspect, that is to your left. You have to pick the stomach this way such that you can see the spleen behind here. Okay, so this is the spleen. Here is the ligament which is joining the stomach, gastrosplenic ligament. This is the gastrosplenic ligament. Gastrosplenic ligament, and this is the spleen, and the spleen supported by the kidney with leno-renal ligament. Leno also means spleen, so leno-renal ligament, I will show you where's the left kidney here. Okay, since we are to the opposite of patient confronting him, so this is one, and here this is the sac which is continuing along the border of the stomach, and then here it forms this way, and then back to, and this is of, this is here. So spleen, this is the border I had drawn. You can also consider it. This is the border or abdominal, not abdominal actually, the outermost segment of the skin layer and all. So this is spleen, and that is why we call spleen as a retroperitoneal structure. Okay, retroperitoneal, or you can say it as completely outside the peritoneum. So this is the greater sac, and this is the lesser sac. Here, of course, now I don't have the color pens, so I will draw accordingly in the shapes. The left part, that is this side of the patient, it is having the arterial, which we will denote by a circle, and this is venous. So this is the inferior vena cava, and this is the descending abdominal aorta, and then here we have bean shaped kidneys. This way you can denote. So this is the left kidney and this is the right kidney. So then the ligament between this is just a diagrammatic diagram. I would like to explain, there does not exist such big gap between the two organs. So it is just for explanation. So between this kidney, left kidney, and the spleen, there is lino-renal ligament which supports, and one ligament which is connected with the diaphragm and spleen, that is the diaphragmatic splenic ligament. Okay, that also supports the spleen. And now this is the lesser sac. Now the connection, this is the lesser sac. So here is a sort of opening, and this is nothing but foramen. This is the star mark to the arrow labeling. So this is nothing but the epiploic foramen. I star mark it here. So this opening what I am showing, so this complete thing is the greater sac, this is the lesser sac. So when we consider the stomach bed, at that time we do say that spleen is separated by the lesser sac, this side, not the greater sac, and so we do not consider spleen as the part of stomach bed, because stomach bed, the organs participating or constituting the stomach bed separated from the stomach by the greater sac, larger sac, that is the greater sac, and so spleen is as spleen is separated by the lesser sac, it is not considered as the part of stomach bed. And now this porta hepatis, this part is called as porta hepatis. Porta hepatis, it is the opening, you can say, not the opening, it is the gateway for all the veins, ducts and arteries which go inside the liver. So the sequence is, first is the vein from now this is the posterior aspect, right, and this is the anterior aspect of the patient. So this from posterior to anterior, it is the vein, then it is artery, and then it is duct. Okay. So I will explain. This is the vein. The order from posterior to anterior is this way, is first is vein, then is artery, and then there is duct. So this, which vein? This is the portal vein. Which artery? Hepatic artery. And which duct? That is the bile duct. This is the sequence. Let us see another diagram which will clarify. Now this is the transverse section of the patient. Let us see one horizontal or the vertical, that is the sagittal section, when we cut or take a section to the patient in this way. So just a second. So in that section we will be able to see, now here we could see the anterior and posterior relations of this foramen of Winslow. Now we will see, that is epiploic foramen, and now we will see the anterior posterior as well as superior inferior relations. So assuming that we have taken a section, this is the liver. So when we have cut or taken a sagittal section of a person, means if this is the person here and you have taken a section this way, and now the liver is to the right, that is this side of the patient, and we are viewing from this side, this is the view. Okay, so this, then as you take the section, this is the anterior, this is the posterior, this is the superior, and this is the inferior. So now the posterior most aspect which pierces the liver as liver, that is the inferior vena cava. Dear friends, liver is not supported by falciform ligaments and all these ligaments. These are the false supports. The major supports are the dividing, distributing veinlets and veins, that is the central veins of the liver. They are the main support, and then secondary support, which is a true support, that is the IVC, and the false supports are the ligaments. So here this is, and then this is the portal vein. This is the portal vein. Okay. Portal vein is a combination of splenic vein and superior vein, that is the it is actually formed, it is coming from the lower aspect in the abdomen. So it is by the combination afterwards with splenic vein. Then portal vein, and here between the portal vein and the IVC you have the epiploic foramen. So this is epiploic foramen, and then in the anterior you have the artery, which is this way. So this is the common hepatic artery, which then divides into proper hepatic artery, which goes to the liver. This is the proper hepatic artery. Okay, and the second branch, the lower branch, that is nothing but gastroduodenal artery. Gastroduodenal artery. And this is the common hepatic artery. It gives two branches. This goes below the stomach along the duodenum and supplies the duodenum as well as gastric part, that is the stomach part. And then next what we have is this one. This is the duodenum. This is the duodenum. And here somewhere you have the head of the pancreas, or the neck, you can say, more neck of the pancreas, more precisely. This is neck of pancreas. Neck of pancreas. So then handwriting is a dot here, and this is nothing but the peritoneum. This is the peritoneal cavity and this is the peritoneum. So this is the liver. So liver is on the superior aspect and a bit on the anterior aspect. Then we are viewing from the left side of that patient. So this is the epiploic foramen, and there is a duct which is here. Okay, this is a duct. This is the artery and this is the duct. This is the bile duct. So we had seen in the porta hepatis, this is the porta hepatis, say if this is the posterior, if this is the anterior, and then this was, first was the vein, then was the artery, and then was the duct. So VAD or DAV, anyways you remember. So same, they are in this sequence. This is the portal vein, this portal vein what we had seen, and this is the artery, common hepatic, proper hepatic artery, that is this is the artery, and this is the duct. So this is the bile duct. So they are in this sequence what we had seen in this diagram. This is the sagittal section and that was the transverse section. So this epiploic foramen lies here. So on this side, assume that this is the complete liver here. So this side is the greater sac, and behind this, that is on the other side of this epiploic foramen, this section what we can see, that is nothing but the smaller sac or the lesser sac. So this is how epiploic foramen, and applied point of this epiploic foramen is very, very important. It is hernia occurs, internal hernia occurs through this epiploic foramen. Internal hernia, that is, hernia is no end, this is protrusion. Okay, protrusion of the organ unwantedly. So then from greater sac or from the lesser sac, from the greater sac, loops of intestine, they get herniated through this epiploic foramen on the other side in the lesser sac. So this is example of internal hernia. And what we study else, all the hernia, femoral hernia, inguinal hernia, all those are external hernia, but hernia through epiploic foramen is an example of internal hernia. Thank you.